All right, Brent Porcio, TopVelocity.net. You got Evan Sweeting here. This is going to be a great interview. Evan's been with us for, how long has it been?
2 years.
2 years. You came in, I guess, 2018. Mm-hmm. And the first camp, trying to go back to the first camp. Who was in your first camp with you? I think there's some other guys.
Hunter Spear.
Hunter was in your first camp. Yeah, I remember Hunter Spear was in your first camp.
That's him.
Hunter's came through here, plays professional baseball, really talented guy. Shout out to Hunter Spear. You were 78 in camp.
Yep.
And were you still 16?
I was.
Yeah, so you were
about to
16.
turn 17.
Right. And now you're
18. About to
Okay.
turn 18.
So, and just going through the process with you is what I want to go through, because Evan's a perfect example of someone who really showed perseverance through the program. Someone who many times probably even contemplating quitting, could have quit, and didn't give up. And now Evan's from the Bahamas, so he comes far. He comes all the way from the Bahamas, and really has committed for 2 strong years to the program. And most recently, it's been up to 93,
Yep.
which has been really exciting. He's getting a lot of opportunity or offers from professional teams, and I think he has a real promising career. But I want to talk about the process because, like I said, there's a lot of guys who come in here that might not be like lights out. I mean, coming in at 16 and 78, it's not bad. It's just if you want to get drafted, you want to be like 95.
Yeah.
So, and you were a guy who, when you started grinding, you didn't see like crazy jumps like a lot of your other guys from the Bahamas. You saw incremental improvements, and you just never stopped, and it kept going. So talk about when you first came. Why did you first come to TopVelocity? What was the reason?
There was not much velo that I wanted, and I guess it all started from YouTube.
So you were on YouTube? So you were just searching how to throw harder?
Yeah, and me and my parents decided that your program would be the best decision to make.
So it had nothing to do with convenience, because Bahamas probably is the closest thing. One of the well, I guess you could have gone to Florida. So it wasn't built on convenience?
No.
Okay. So what did you like about TopVelocity as far as the reasons to come down?
One, it was scientific.
Mm-hmm.
2, it was throw harder but healthier. I think that was the biggest thing.
So it made
Throw
sense?
healthy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, I mean, how long did it take till you broke, like mid-80s? How long did it take?
Close to a year.
Yeah. So in a year, you're getting 85, 86.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you had guys like Dylan, Ferguson's come down, and specifically with Dylan, someone who made big games really fast.
Yeah.
And how did that really frustrate you? I mean, it is
was
hard to watch,
frustrating
right?
because you see a lot of guys that come through here, and it happens quick. But then those are the ones that give up.
Right, because it seems so easy, and then they don't, when it goes back down, when their body gets beat down, and it kind of resettles again, and then the next climb is even harder.
I think the biggest thing is like, it's a big mental game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys come through here and it doesn't happen right away, like me, and they give up. And it's not a short process. It's actually a very long process. I think it's just dedication.
Mm-hmm. So talk about what was the first time that you kind of plateaued? Were you thinking about quitting? Was that like, that's it, I'm done?
No, just kind of put my head down, just work your butt off.
Yeah. And you know what? You're not a big complainer, but you had moments of complaining, but we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys sit here and bitch all day long. So what were the things that got you out of those really challenging times? Like, what were the things that kind of helped you refocus and go forward?
Just short breaks, 2-3 day breaks. Just get your mind back in order, reset, just go back at it.
All right, and you've climbed all the way up to 93. You just went and pitched. Where'd you just pitch recently?
Fenway.
Yeah, it was in Fenway.
Yeah.
And what was it for?
It was just like a showcase.
Cool, it was a showcase, and you did really well.
I did.
All right. So what's it feel like pitching before TopVelocity than pitching after TopVelocity? What's the difference on the mound?
I mean, you just feel so much more explosive, so much more powerful.
So it gives you a mental edge.
Yeah. You don't feel anything on your arm. There's no stress.
Do you feel like you know when you're not doing something right, you know how to make an adjustment?
Absolutely.
Cool. Talk about, a lot of guys too say we're all about velocity. How is you just training here with your biomechanics and your improvements with your fastball, how has that helped your other pitches?
I mean, just taking it one step at a time, just going through the motion, and eventually once you understand the program and understand how things work, everything will fall into play.
Cool. So, I mean, obviously, when you go 78 to 93, your spin gets better, your command gets better.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you have good mechanics and you're consistent with those mechanics. Yeah. So when you can locate a hard fastball on the inside part of the plate that they can't even get around on, how much more effective is, say, your changeup or your off-speed pitch?
10 times.
It's like all you got to do is show it, and then you come back, boom, right? So that's been cool too, and I think that's been also credit to your success.
Yeah.
But let's get to those who are in that place of what does it take to go from 78 to 93? Like if you're someone who just isn't gifted that, like what does it take? What's the whole package?
Like I said, it's a big mind game. Everything's mental. I think it boils down to if you want it bad enough, you'll put your head down, you'll go do it.
And how do you feel? What does TopVelocity give you in that process?
Just everything, really, mentally and physically.
So it gives you the plan, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Any wise words to those that are either unsure about how they should train or what they should do in their career, or someone who hasn't seen the best results from what they're doing and they don't know what to do?
Come to Top View.
Come to TopVelocity. So, but give them some insight into what it means to work hard.
This goes right back to the same thing. Mental.
And it's pushing yourself, but it's also knowing where to push yourself.
No guys give up when it gets hard. You don't get results by giving up.
And how many of those guys come through here that give up?
It's probably 70%.
Yeah, right. That might be being generous, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are giving up, but the small percentage of those who don't, who more than likely weren't even gifted in insane talent, they're persevering, and if they're doing it smart, they're following a path that's intuitive and is helping them identify their problems and improve their problems. I mean, what couldn't you expect but great results?
Yep.
But it's not easy. I mean, right now, you could just lay down and it all go to hell, right?
Yep.
You have to always keep going.
A week. That's it.
You can't, once you get on that train, you can't get off that train.
Nope.
All right, well, cool. I think that gave you guys a lot of insight into what Evan's done. Pretty impressive, and we're excited to see him in his career. He's very young. And if you're, keep an eye on him. I mean, do you have social media they can follow or not?
Yeah, just Evan_Sweeting.
Evan_Sweeting at Instagram or whatever. Yeah. And follow his career. I think it's going to be exciting.